Audiobook Academy Biography presents Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump was an advisor to her father, former President Donald Trump of the United States. She was a real estate entrepreneur, reality celebrity, and the founder of the Ivanka Trump collection before that. Ivanka Trump, who is she? Ivanka Trump is the daughter of Donald Trump, the former President of the United States, and Ivana Trump, a socialite. Ivanka began her career as a model while she was in her teens, but after graduation she redirected her goals and joined her father's business empire. She was a judge on Celebrity Apprentice from 2006 until 2015, alongside her father and two brothers. She became a top advisor to her father at the White House after rising to executive vice president of the Trump Organization and founding her own fashion line, the Ivanka Trump Collection. Jared Kushner, a real estate entrepreneur, is her husband and they have 3 children together. Early years. Ivanka Trump was born in Manhattan on October 30, 1981, and spent her childhood there with her famous parents, real estate billionaire Donald Trump and socialite/Czech American model Ivana Trump. Ivanka's parents divorced when she was 10 years old, and she went to boarding school. She began her education at the Chapin School before transferring to Choate Rosemary Hall in Connecticut. Ivanka chose to try her hand at modeling at the age of 14 after being unhappy at Choate and promised her parents that she would keep up her academics. In 1997, she signed with Elite Model Management and appeared on the cover of 17 magazine for the first time. By the age of 16, she had walked the runways for Thierry Mugler, Versace, and Mark Bauer, been featured in Elle magazine, and co-hosted the Miss Teen USA 1997 pageant. Joining the family enterprise. Ivanka, on the other hand, found modeling to be a catty and cruel business and decided to pursue her dreams in the family business of real estate. Ivanka spent 2 years working for a real estate development firm outside of her father's organization after graduating from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, her father's alma mater. Ivanka joined the Trump Organization as Executive VP of Acquisitions and Development after learning the ropes and feeling she could prove her worth. She worked on high-profile buildings and resorts. She also co-founded the Trump Hotel Collection, a successful luxury hotel management company, with her 2 brothers, Donald Jr. and Eric. She reinforced her famous status by serving as a co-judge on NBC's Celebrity Apprentice with her father and siblings from 2006 until 2015. Projects on the outside. In 2009, Ivanka wrote The Trump Card, Playing to Win in Work and Life, a New York Times bestseller, to capitalize on her renowned last name and to be a voice for the professional millennial woman. She also launched the Ivanka Trump collection and its digital equivalent, IvankaTrump.com, a fashion and lifestyle brand. Trump stepped away from the company in 2017 to focus on assisting her father's administration, and in July of the following year, she announced the brand's closure. "I don't know when or if I'll ever return to the business after 17 months in Washington," she added, "but I do know that my focus for the foreseeable future will be the work I'm doing here in Washington, so making this decision now is the most fair consequence for my staff and partners." Politics. Ivanka has backed both the Republican and Democratic parties in the past. She endorsed Hillary Clinton for president in 2007 and is a close friend of Chelsea Clinton. She endorsed Mitt Romney for president in 2012. She and her husband threw a fundraiser for Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey a year later. Ivanka helped her father's White House dreams during the 2016 presidential election cycle, vigorously defending his controversial remarks, which sparked great controversy. "I admire what he is doing as a citizen. It's clearly more complicated as a daughter," she said in an interview with Politico. Ivanka gave a speech at the Republican National Convention in Cleveland, Ohio, on July 21, 2016, before her father won the party's presidential nomination. "Like many of my peers, I don't consider myself absolutely Republican or Democrat. It's a difficult choice sometimes," she remarked. This time, however, that is not the case. This is the time, and Donald Trump is the man who can restore America's greatness. She also stated that her father will advocate for women's rights and fair pay. "My father is a great believer in talent. When he comes across true knowledge and skill, he recognizes it," she said. "He is gender neutral and colorblind. He hires the most qualified candidate for the job. Period." After a leaked video of him making vulgar statements about women was released in October 2016, Trump's support for her father began to hurt her own career. Trump stood by her father despite the sexually objectionable content, but ladies felt she had gone too far this time. A boycott of Trump's fashion line was quickly organized, with the slogan #GrabYourWallet, a play on words from one of the billionaire mogul's disgusting remarks in the video, and when you're a celebrity, they let you do it. You are capable of doing anything. Grab them by the P.Y., says the narrator. But this isn't the first time Trump's clothing brand has been criticized. Earlier this year, Trump was sued by the footwear manufacturer Aquazzura for allegedly copying nearly every element of one of its sandal designs. Trump also had to recall 20,000 scarves due to a higher-than-average risk of customer burns. She's also been chastised for supporting her father's national maternity leave policy while refusing to provide one at her own firm. On the campaign trail, Ivanka continued to support her father. He was elected 45th President of the United States on November 8, 2016, in a shock victory that was seen as a resounding rejection of establishment politics by blue-collar and working-class Americans. First daughter Ivanka, her siblings Donald Jr. and Eric, as well as her husband Kushner, were quickly selected to her father's presidential transition team following the election. Ivanka and Kushner, who was named a senior White House advisor following her father's inauguration, reportedly bought a property in the Kalorama district of Washington, D.C., where the Obama family also went when President Obama left office. Due to low sales, Nordstrom stated in February 2017 that it will be discontinuing Ivanka's brand. On his personal and official White House Twitter accounts, President Trump responded by tweeting in defense of his daughter, "My daughter Ivanka has been handled so unfairly. She's a wonderful person who is always encouraging me to do the right thing. Terrible." Ivanka Trump, a key advisor to President Trump, said in March 2017 that she will join the White House as an unpaid employee. "I have heard some people's concerns about me advising the president in my personal capacity while voluntarily complying with all ethics rules," she said in a statement. "Instead, I will serve as an unpaid employee in the White House office, subject to all of the same rules as other federal employees. I've been working carefully and in good faith with the White House counsel and my personal counsel throughout this process to address the unusual nature of my employment." Ivanka Trump was a guest speaker at a government-sponsored symposium on women's empowerment in Tokyo, Japan, in November 2017, just before her father's anticipated visit as part of an Asian tour. Later that month, Trump traveled to Hyderabad, India, for the biennial Global Entrepreneurship Summit, GES, which focused on women's entrepreneurship that year. Trump's participation in the GES coincided with rumors of a rupture with then U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, as well as concerns over the working conditions of her company's female workers in Asian countries. Ivanka was named in a complaint filed in December by a Washington attorney alleging that she and her husband failed to disclose a complete list of assets and investment vehicles in their public financial disclosure forms. The case was characterized as frivolous by a White House spokesman. Mothers and children's rights advocate. Ivanka seems determined to see her father's objective of enacting maternity leave legislation through at the start of his second year in office. According to Politico, the first daughter and Trump's erstwhile campaign adversary Marco Rubio were working together on the topic in February 2018, exploring alternatives such as using Social Security benefits and hiking payroll taxes to fund paid leave. Later that month, Ivanka traveled to Pyeongchang, South Korea, to attend the 2018 Olympic Winter Games closing ceremony. She planned to meet with South Korean President Moon Jae-in in the presidential Blue House in Seoul, but not with North Korean delegation members. Ivanka allegedly pushed her father to reconsider the contentious zero-tolerance policy in June, as the Trump administration was engulfed in a rising outcry over the procedure of separating children from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. She praised the president for taking important step halting family separation at our border, adding, "Congress must now act and find a durable solution that is consistent with our shared values," after he signed an executive order to keep families together. In November 2018, the first daughter was again in the news after the Washington Post reported on her use of a personal email account for government business, an issue that had previously tripped up Hillary Clinton. The following February, Trump joined the fight against Democratic Socialist Alexandria Ocasio-leftist Cortez's plans, claiming that most Americans did not want a guaranteed minimum wage. Small business relief and coronavirus. As it became evident that the coronavirus pandemic would not abate fast in early 2020, Trump became heavily involved in the implementation of a $349 billion loan plan for small businesses known as the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. The first daughter reportedly coordinated efforts with Congress and lobbied CEOs of major financial institutions to get money for the initiative, according to the White House. She attended a White House ceremony for firms that had benefited from PPP financing with her father in late April. Employees from Biddy and Bo's coffee shops, which employs persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities, were among the highlights of the event. Private life. In 2009, Ivanka married Kushner, a real estate developer and entrepreneur. Arabella Rose, born July 2011, Joseph Frederick, born October 2013, and Theodore James Kushner are the couple's 3 children, born March 2016. In order to follow her husband's faith, Ivanka converted to Orthodox Judaism. She follows a kosher diet and keeps the Sabbath holy. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for more content like this. See you in next video.